Make a cloth pocket and do this. So even if you don't put a plastic thing like this, a cloth pocket can be made. Even this is something like this. And a triangular shape fly is much better and easier. So first kite which you make should be triangular in shape. So triangular shape will have something called dihedral. Dihedral is a system or a shape which is more stable. Dihedral things will have more stability. So this gives you a dihedral shape. When you attach it like this, it gives a dihedral shape to the triangle. So dihedral shape is the easiest and simplest thing for balancing. So you want to try and
So what is the principle of that paraglider?
Paraglider is an aerofoil shape. See, if you look at any kind of, if you look at fish, okay. See the way fish flies in the swims in the water, the aircrafts fly in the air. So if you look at the shape, fish, do you see a fish of square shape anytime? No. They are always a shaped like aerodynamic shape. Okay, they are tapered at the bottom and they are flat, broader in the center and they are border. All of them have something called center of gravity adjusted very well. See, if you look at birds also, shape of the birds are on aerofoil section shape. Okay, they taper downwards to the tail, and all their stomachs are in the front, isn't it? Even fish has a stomach in the front. Why that stomach in the front? Because it should have more weight in the forward portion. So when they fly, they have something called angle of attack automatically designed by nature. So for fish as well as birds, the stomach is always near below the beak, near the mouth. So that because when the stomach is filled up, they have more weight in the front portion. So it helps in maintaining the angle or a forward movement. Then they need control surfaces. What are the control surfaces? To go right, go left and give push in the water. So for fish, what is the control surface to go right and left? Stomach is not a control surface. Yes. The fins are the control surfaces to go right and left. Fins work. Similarly, birds have their tail portion at the end, at the back, which generally they tweak around. They basically do something called warping. Okay, they warp the tails right and left to make them change the angle or change the direction for in flight. So tail is used. Even in fish, how do the fish go forward? From where does it get the power? From the tail. So the tail is something which pushes the fish forward. When we swim in the water, what do we use to pull forward? Legs. So legs we are supposed to use. So, even the ducks which go in the water, how does the duck get power to move forward? Legs. What is this called? What feet are those called?
Fins.
No. Web feet. Yes. The ducks will have web feet because see this big duck, but their feet are so small that is sufficient to give enough thrust in the water because they have buoyancy. Okay, they basically float. And that's buoyancy. They float in the water, and the webbed feet basically allows them to move forward. And for turning, they always use their tail portion. See in aeroplanes, if you look at this aircraft also, at the side, on both sides, they have something called ailerons. This both sides they have ailerons. If they are flying like this, and if the aileron here is down, what happens? If this aileron is down here, we create something called a drag or resistance. So this side becomes slow and this side becomes fast. So these aeroplanes, even big aeroplanes fly with the same principle. So when you have this aircraft flying like this, when you increase the drag on one side, it becomes slower and this side goes faster. So it takes right turn or left turn, whatever turns you have. Then fish also has something on the top portion. On the back of the fish, we have something called vertical stabilizers of the fish. They maintain the straight path. They are the guides which allow the same path. Similarly, on the bottom also there is a guide. For boats, what is the thing which turns a boat in the water? What is it called? No, fan is giving power. No, it's giving thrust.
So word with
what
R.
Makes the boat turn right and left? It's called rudder. At the end, at the back. So aeroplane also has rudder on the tail. Behind the upper part of the tail, they have something called a rudder. And there is something called for going up and down. What does the aircraft use? For going in your house, we have lift. What is the other name for the lift? Elevator. Yes. So aircraft has something called an elevator. So elevator of an aircraft makes the aircraft go up and down. So when the aircraft is moving, when the elevator is up, the nose goes up. Okay. So the angle of attack changes and the aircraft takes off in the air. Okay. So elevator, easy to remember, isn't it?